The boy who was afraid of everything. In the cheerful town of Willowbrook, there lived a boy named Francisco. He had curly dark hair, big curious eyes, and a backpack full of imagination. But there was one little problem. Francisco was afraid of almost everything. He was afraid of thunder. He was afraid of the dark. He was afraid of spiders, clowns, and even balloons that might pop. At school, when the teacher asked for volunteers for the talent show, Francisco shook his head quickly. "No, thank you," he whispered. "What if I mess up?" Even when his friends raced down the slide at the park, Francisco stood at the top and said, "Maybe next time." His friends didn't tease him. They liked him, but Francisco often wished he could be braver. Grandma's magical advice. One sunny Saturday, Francisco visited his abuela Rosa, who lived in a cozy house at the edge of the woods. Her kitchen always smelled like cinnamon and kindness. As they baked cookies, Francisco sighed. "Abuela," he said, "I wish I wasn't scared of so many things." Abuela Rosa smiled knowingly and handed him a warm cookie. "Mi amor," she said, "fear is like a shadow. It follows you until you shine a light on it." Francisco blinked. "A light?" "See," she said, tapping his heart. "The light inside you. Courage isn't about not being scared. It's about being brave even when you are." Then she leaned closer and whispered, "If you really want to find your courage, go to the fearless forest. It's just behind the big oak tree. But beware, the forest only reveals itself to those ready to face their fears." Francisco's eyes widened. "A forest that helps you stop being scared?" Abuela winked. "Only if you believe in yourself." The forest of fears. The next day, Francisco decided to try. His heart pounded as he stood before the big oak tree. "Okay," he whispered. "I'll just look." He took one step forward, and whoosh! A soft breeze swirled around him. The air shimmered, and suddenly he stood at the edge of a glowing forest. The fearless forest. Leaves sparkled like emeralds, and fireflies danced in the air. But the deeper he walked, the stranger things became. A rustling sound made him jump. "Eek! What was that?" Out popped a tiny blue bird wearing glasses. "Don't be scared," chirped the bird. "I'm Pip, your guide. Welcome to the fearless forest, Francisco." Francisco gasped. You know my name?" Pip giggled. "Of course. Everyone who enters comes to learn courage. Ready for your first challenge." Francisco gulped. "Challenge?" But before he could answer, the trees began to glow, revealing a dark cave ahead. Chapter 4. The Cave of Shadows. "This," said Pip, "is the Cave of Shadows. To pass through, you must walk inside and say what you're afraid of out loud. The shadows can't hurt you. They only listen." Francisco peeked into the cave. It was dark. Very dark. He could hear his own heartbeat. I can't go in there." "You can," Pip said gently. "Just one step." Francisco took a shaky breath and stepped inside. The walls shimmered with soft, silvery light. Shapes moved, shadows of spiders, balloons, thunderclouds, and even a big clown hat. Francisco's knees wobbled, but he whispered, "I'm scared of thunder." The thunder shadow puffed into glitter. "I'm scared of spiders." The spiders turned into butterflies. "I'm scared of messing up." The clown shadow smiled, then disappeared. When Francisco stepped out, Pip cheered. "You did it!" Francisco blinked in surprise. "I did." "You faced your fears," said Pip proudly, "and they vanished because you faced them, not because they were gone." Francisco felt something warm glow inside his chest, his light of courage. The roar of bravery. Just then, a deep rumble echoed through the forest. The trees trembled. Pip gasped. "Oh no, it's the fear beast. It tests everyone who enters." From the shadows emerged a huge, misty lion with glowing eyes. But when Francisco looked closely, he noticed something strange. The lion was trembling too. Who dares enter my forest?" it rumbled. Francisco took a deep breath. "I'm Francisco, and I'm not running away." The lion blinked. "You're not?" Francisco stepped forward. His heart pounded, but he didn't stop. "You're not here to scare me. You're here to teach me." The lion tilted its head and smiled. The mist faded, and soon it was just a big golden lion with kind eyes. "Well done, brave one," it said softly. "Courage lives inside you now." It bowed its head, and then, poof, turned into a burst of golden light that surrounded Francisco like a hug. A new kind of brave. When the light faded, Francisco found himself back at the big oak tree, the sun shining gently above. Pip's tiny feather floated down and landed in his hand. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Bye.